Each and every person who I know who has been impacted by cancer struggles with fear stories. So fear stories are narratives that our mind creates that are related to our cancer, to how we're going to navigate through our treatment, and about our prognosis. And often fear stories get bigger and bigger as we replay the thoughts in our mind. You can think of fear stories as the worst case scenarios possible that our mind creates. And when this happens, it often causes us to spiral, feel like we're out of control, and build up a lot of anxiety, agitation, panic, and fear. So what we want to do is we want to remind ourselves fear stories are normal when we're going through cancer and after, and accepting that and recognizing there are things we can do to identify a fear story and to manage them so they don't impact us negatively. So here are 4 tips to help you identify a fear story and manage it. So the first thing you can do to help yourself with fear stories is notice that when there's a trigger, what happens inside your body? Notice how your body is reacting to that trigger. Is your heart starting to beat faster? Is your face turning red? Are your muscles getting tight? So an example of this would be, someone who's finished his or her treatment and has recovered and is doing well. And you meet them and they tell you that their cancer has reoccurred and they're back in treatment. And you immediately want to notice how this is impacting you. You want to notice what your body is doing as you hear this news. So number 2 is to identify that a fear story has started being created in your mind. And how do you recognize this? Well, your thoughts will be about the past or about the future. Or they may be saying things like, what if this happens? What if that happens? Or it may say, if this happens, then that will happen. It's very definitive statements, and they're not in the present moment. The third point is to really quieten our mind and take some time to be still. I always like to take slow, deep breaths to help myself get to that quiet moment so I can collect myself. So take a breath and then become an observer of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts and you are not your emotions. And so really creating space between you and your thoughts and kind of noticing what these thoughts are saying. Say them out loud. Every thought that's going on in your mind, say it out loud or write it down on a piece of paper. And don't stop until you've emptied your mind of all your thoughts. And notice the impact that has on you. Sometimes we won't even continue because we feel and we notice how ridiculous some of these thoughts are. But continue with this process and this step. And the final step is then to ask yourself some questions. Well, what's really true? And what do I know for sure right now? These 4 tips will help you get out of your head, stop those ruminating, scary, fearful thoughts, and will help you be in the present moment and remind yourself of what's actually true.